Welcome to this presentation. I'm going to show you a presentation on ICT Service Desk, a software that is used to manage the issues and incidents that are raised by various users in an IT environment. So, user raises an issue, then the IT people are notified, then they solve the issue and close, escalate, put on pending list according to what they can troubleshoot. So I'm going to log in as the administrator. Then after logging in as admin, I'm going to show you how to some few tasks that the admin can do. So the presentation is going to be a bit faster because of time constraints, but I'll just show you an overview of what is supposed to be done. So this is the admin logging in. So this is what the admin can do. So an admin can manage offices, can manage users, can do inventory, that's the devices, create tickets and so on. So quickly I'm going to show you the first thing that we have to do is to manage offices. So we create offices under various departments. So we can have an IT department has a senior ICT officer office. Then we have maybe the assistant ICT officer office, the interns office. So we're going to create an office maybe in human resource, or just create an administration office, and let's call this director finance. Director of finance. Okay, so we can add that office. You see it comes on the list. It's under create an administration, director of finance. So we can add some updated data, and then we do the update. So when you click it again, you can see we have the updated data, and then we can delete one office. Let's just say we delete the senior HR office. It's done, it's deleted. So that's how you manage offices. Managing users, so we create users in specific office. So let's create a user in the director of finance office. It's called the user Dr. test 2 test, then the other name is 2, and let's just say female, because I don't want to be biased because I'm male. Test at domain, and let's give a mobile number. Let's say it's Kenyan. Let's, for example, have the number PF number full. PF is very important because the users login using PF, and the office is director of finance, and we say this is the director of finance and HR, for example, and then we have the default password, and then here this is very key. So if you specify these users with access level 0, you have given them administrative privileges. But if you specify the level 1, that's a normal user. So director of finance is a normal user, it's not an IT personnel. So we give him a level 1 access level. So we've registered him, or we've registered her, sorry. And okay, we can do an update. We can do an update where we want to do maybe test 3 or something. We update. You can delete users, or maybe an employee has come and gone. Maybe interns. Then okay. Oh, sorry, I deleted the application. Sorry. Let me just get back. So I'm running it from the IDE. I'm not bundled. Sorry. This is just a load screen. Just log in very quickly and get back to where we are. So this is admin. what am I doing? Admin, and then password. Just using wrong credentials. Okay, we have the admin. So you are talking about, so then inventory, we create devices per office and to a specific user. For example, the director of finance office, we can have a device tag number 100. Okay, device name maybe the printer. You can say P3015 HP printer. Manufacturer is HP. PF of the owner. Remember the PF of the owner of the senior finance. Is it one? I think I gave it 4. Yeah, 4. The name was test 2. So this 2 is the director of finance and HR. And then we say this is we give a description. This is a colored printer, for example. That's the description. Then we add that device. So that's how we add devices. So maybe we can add a device for admin 200. Device name is Cisco switch. Manufacturer is Cisco. And admin has a PF of admin. And then some description. Okay. So we have added these 2 devices for the director of finance and the ICT office for the admin. So you can update the device, delete, and so on. Okay. And then now we can create issue categories. So we categorize issues. So we can create a new category on let me see which is missing. And create an issue category on be general issue. Then the description of category. So description of this category, then you add that issue, so we can update, delete, and so on for the categories. Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna log out. Let's see the users. So PF, they use the PF to log in. So we want to log in admin director of finance. So PF4. So we log out, log in as PF4. So PF4, and we have the default password, so they can change the password. Okay, so you can click here to forget the password. PF number is 4. What password you give, you reset the password, and then you give the old password as the default password. You give the new password, maybe 1 2 3 4. Don't set 1 2 3 4 to be your password. Change. So now when logging in, you can use 1 2 3 4. Okay, now we are in. This is the user, the normal user. Not the normal user, but access level 1 user. So they can just create ticket, see reports, do a some inquiry. Daily checklist is just information of what they should do before they commence their daily work. And then they can be able to view office extensions and support contacts. So let's create a ticket very fast. So we can search devices owned by name. So the name of the director of finance is test 2. Remember that. So you can see test 2 has a printer so far. So if there are other devices, they'll be listed here. So if the printer that has a problem, you click there and categorize the issue. So the user might not be able to categorize the issue well. So maybe you can say desktop related and assign to an ICT staff. So all IT staff, success level 0 people will be listed here. For now, we have only the admin. And say cannot, example, cannot print. then create that ticket. Okay, so they have created the ticket. Okay, so they can update the ticket. So if we refresh the table, we'll be able to see all the new tickets, for the director of finance. So the director of finance will see all the new created tickets that have not been resolved. So you can see the still open. So let's close. Let's just view a report. Before we view the report, let's just log out and then log in as an admin now with an IT person and try to resolve the ticket that the director of finance has created. So if we check on handling tickets, we should be able to see the new tickets at a glance here. So one of them is from the director of finance. So if we click on it, you should be able to list what the ticket is all about. So the director of finance cannot print, but has categorized the ticket as a desktop related, which is not the issue, and this is a printer issue. So printing issue. So by changing that, you have updated the issue category to printing issue. And then let's say you've resolved the ticket and give a description that there was maybe paper jam. So you cleared paper jam, and then it's working. Then you can close the ticket. So once the ticket is closed, it's no longer new. So if you check on the status of open tickets, we don't have an open ticket, we don't have any pending, we don't have any escalating. So for this ticket, if you can't be able to solve it, you can escalate it to someone, maybe senior, maybe it's a junior handling the ticket and cannot solve it, so you can escalate it. You can add to pending list. Maybe you've done some troubleshooting and there's some few things that are pending and you need to refer, then you can add the ticket to pending list and do it later. Okay, so that's how the system works. So the users will be logging in. So these modules are accessed not frequently. So when the system is being installed, you should be able to create all the offices, add the users, add the devices and so on. So the user will just be creating, and then the IT or the admin will be handling the tickets. Then the knowledge base now will have troubleshooting history of a certain device. For example, we have just resolved an issue in the office of director of finance. Okay, so you'll see if the ticket is closed, the details are posted to the knowledge base. So if you want to check the history of a device, troubleshooting history, you should be able to check it from the knowledge base. So if you know the device ID, you can just type the device ID and it should be able to bring you the history, the whole history of troubleshooting of that device. So if you click on the first thing, you can be able to see that at this instant this printer could not print because there was a paper jam. So if there were other issues, you should be able to click and see maybe the printer could not print because the printer's polar service had stopped, something like. So you should be able to have the whole history of that device. And this is useful because if you are new stuff, or you need to give if you need to see maybe a device has encountered a problem, you need to see previously what problems has this device been encountering. You should be able to see that and then know how to go about troubleshooting. Then you can export this to PDF. You can export this to a PDF. So let's save it here. We have a folder called reports. We can give it a title. It will append the other title, so we can give it 100. That's the device ID. Report. Troubleshooting report. Sorry, so there's some issue with the image in the header, but basically you can export it to PDF. Okay, so I've shown you how to do issue categorization, manage users, able to create ticket from the user end and handle them from the IT person end. daily checklist. I have not worked on this module, so it will be available soon. And I've shown you on the knowledge base. One important thing I'm going to show you before I show you the report is the monitor tool, which I've presented in my other video. So for example, the DNS server. Sorry, I've just shown you the DNS ID. So this one is presented in a small video, so you can check from my list. So extensions and contacts. So we can add an extension, maybe finance. The office name is director finance. Employee name is test 2. Remember that's the name, test 2. Then the extension maybe is to 11. So this is an office extension, so we can add. So the user will be able to see the office extensions, and if the support contact, for example, we can add a support contact is ICT support. Let's say it's a support, and the contact is so this is more of a personal contact. Can give a number like that, and then this is a support contact. Okay, so when users will be seeing their contacts, the previous I've shown you, they can be able to view the office extensions and contacts and export them to PDF. So they should be able to see the office extensions and the various support contacts, so you can update it and so on. Then of course log out. So let me show you how to generate reports. From our report, you can generate users report, or users reports, or system users, or users in a certain office. For example, if you look at the director of finance and we generate that report, so we go to E and generate it is an exam report. So we say director. So we expect to see user test 2 to be the only user there, because we don't have any other user. So director of finance, so it has been generated. So if we go to local disk D, if we go to E, sorry, and check on the reports, we should be able to see the latest report, director of finance. Same here to director finance report. So it should be opening, and we should be able to see only one employee. The test 2 is a director of finance. Yes, so we are saying Dr. PF number is 4, Dr. test 2. Okay, so Dr. test 2 is also, you can edit it like that, and make it presentable like that. So you can see we have only one user in that office, which is true. We created only this single user. Okay, so that's that. Then you can get back here, so you can see all the offices report, all offices in a certain department. You see, so you can see the inventory report, so everything you have in inventory or the devices you have for a specific office. Okay, so these are exam reports. So what is important is filtered report for monthly. So if we select the month of this is March, so we created some one ticket for March, I think it's 1, and then the year is 2021, so you can choose the year, and then we want to see in this month of March 2021 how many tickets are open. Of course we have 0 tickets, so this report we expect it to be blank, no ticket that's open. So we give a prefix, it will append at the title, so we give a prefix. So the company name, March open issues of report has been generated. So we check the report, so say company name March, this is the report, company name March 2021 open issues report has been generated. we expect the report to be blank. Expect the report to be blank. Yes, the report is blank, so we don't have any issue that is open now. Okay, so March 2021 open issues and insert report. So we have this zero report. So if we generate a same report for closed issue, because we closed one issue, we expect to have this issue. I've seen it here, so it will appear in the report. Okay, so if we had any pending and escalated, we should be able to see them here as well. Okay, so if we see on the other report, so you can see all tickets for the month. So if we want to see all the tickets for the month of, so those are pending, escalated, closed, and then every ticket for the month of maybe March, you can see using this report. Closed and pending tickets for the month, you can see this. Monthly pending and escalated report, you can see this, and then the whole year closed tickets. So you will see all year closed ticket. See that report. Okay, so let's maybe generate one of these reports. Let's generate closed and pending. So we need to, if we generate closed and pending, we will have only one closed issue on that report. Okay, so we generate to localist reports, then we give the company name prefix, and then the report has been generated. So if we see on that report, it is here, company name, March 2021 closed and pending issues report. So we should have only one closed. So this one created for Director of Finance is one that's appearing. So that's good. That's good. That's good. What is of interest is this area here. So this area here will give a summary of the month. So it will give the incidents that have arisen for the month in an overview, in a chart, and then we should be able to compile a whole report. So let's generate this report here. So first, what you do, you synchronize records. Synchronize records. I think I had some other. Let me show you from the database. Let me show you from the database. I had so this here. Check the count. Okay, so it's fine. We just have only that. So you do synchronization first. So after doing that, you select the month. So we want to generate a monthly report for the month of March. The year is 2021. Yeah? So if we update the table, we should be able to see that for the printing issues category, we had only one. That's for the Director of Finance. Then we do a summary. So we give a summary. So we can say this month. This reported issue was on print. So there are no issues on internet access in the mails. Okay, you can add some information in the summary and then give the recommendations that maybe one of the recommendations is user training on basic shooting skills. Just a minute, please. Give me a minute. I go and so I was saying you can add the recommendations. You can add the recommendations here. You may give another recommendation there. So you can give a summary of the month and the recommendations for the month, and then this will give you a summary of the issues. So for now we have only one for the printing issue category. Then you should generate a chart, a summary chart. So we can generate it to our folder, and then we call it company name. Company name is a prefix of the company name, and then it will give the summary chart for the month of has been generated. So if we go to our reports, so we should be able to see this file here. So this file here is a summary chart. There's a picture showing the summary of the issue for the month of March 2021. So we expect to see from the chart on one issue was dominant, which is printing issue. Okay, so if add other issues, you should be able to segment this pie chart according to the percentage of the issue. So if we go back, we finish generating our report. So after generating, you upload the chart. So we go to this PC local disk and we see on the report. So we want to have the chart on the report. Okay, that's the goal of this. So we go check on that and say open. So you can see the path of the chart has been set here, and then finally now we can generate our monthly report. Okay, simple as that. So we go to reports, not remember sorry. We want to generate a folder here, reports, then give our normal prefix, company name, and then generate the report. So if we check on that report, so we can check on that report. Yeah, it's here, company name March 2021 monthly issues report. So if we open the report, we should be able to see an overview. The following report presents okay, sorry, I didn't edit the head for the organization. So see, we have the summary chart there, and then we have the table showing the summary, and then what we wrote as the summary and the recommendations. Okay, and then the report can be signed by whoever reviewed the report, the ICT officer, and then the senior ICT officer for documentation. That's cool. That's it. So the system, this system actually enables people to manage issues and incidents raised and the issue of reporting. Okay, so for user inquiries, are general inquiries or IT related. So this may be some user somewhere, maybe from administration, wants to inquire something. So let's say, for example, this user, it's a user from the administration department, wants to know is there a way I can encrypt, or I can manage my passwords, for example. So they will add their inquiry. Okay, so here is when the IT personnel log in and wants to respond to the inquiry. You see, you can't respond to the inquiry unless you have the administrative privileges. Okay, so they assume that this is the IT user logged in. So we check on the general and administration department inquiries, and then it will list all the inquiries from the administration department that are queued, okay, that have not been answered. So if you need to answer to this inquiry, you click on it, then you can be able to read over it. Is there a way I can manage the passwords? Then the IT person will unlock text area by giving some password. So this should be masked. I'll check on that. So see, we can be able to now type here. So the IT person can say use password management tools. Maybe give a key pass, last pass, and so on. So these are the password management tools, and then they can validate the response. So you can see that the queued inquiry now is responded. Okay, so if you click on that, so if the user from administration logs in and select the department administration, they will be able to see that their inquiry has been responded. Then they click on it, they can be able to read that they can use password management tools as keepers and LastPass will give some other information from the IT person. So they alone cannot type unless they unlock the text area. Okay, so you can update, so the user can update the inquiry if they are to need to add some new information, and then they can delete. Maybe they will inquire something and they remember, oops, this is not something to inquire, so they can delete. Okay, so for instance is creating tickets. So you remember how we create tickets. So we can create a ticket by searching the devices they owned by a staff member by searching their name, or just using the PF. For example, you give PF4, you can be able to see the devices this person owns, and then we can, after selecting the device that has a problem, you can categorize it so the user doesn't know the category. So you can pick any category assigned to anyone from ICT, and then be able to do what? Give the description and then create a ticket. Okay, and now on handling, on the handling issue, on the handling ticket, all the newly created tickets will appear here. So you click on the one you need to solve, or you solved. You can update on the category, and you can update on the one or the person that has handled the ticket, and then give the solution set, which is very important. So if you close the ticket, it's sent to the knowledge base. But if you escalate it, that means it's not yet closed, the solution has not yet been found. So if they escalate it to someone else, so you choose someone else from the list, it updates automatically, and then you escalate it. You can add to pending lists the ticket, and that's it. And then you can check for a specific user, or for all. No, you can check for all the open tickets, or the pending tickets, or all the escalated tickets here. Okay, then you can export the list to PDF. There's a lot of reporting. Okay, all right. So something I've shown you is from the user end. So we added some extensions and contacts. So this monitor tool I told you I presented in another video, so you can check it out. So this is log out and exit application. So we can log out and log in as a user. 1, 2, 3, 4 was the password. So we added some extensions, okay, and support contact. So we should be able to see the extension 211 for Director of Finance. Are you seeing it here? So then this user can export all the extensions. Yes, PDF. So the Office extension, the PDF, and then you can be able to see the support in turn created for the support contacts. That's what the users can see, and then they can do the inquiries. What we just said there. So if you select general inquiries administration, you can see the inquiry we created is here, and the response is here. So if it's an ICT from ICT department, so this is an inquiry I created earlier. If it's from let's say civic education, so these are departments in some organization. Okay, all right, that's cool. So then I'm going to show you the user report. So a user can see, so we put PF number 4 for March, and open. So we don't have an open ticket for Director of Finance, that's PF number 4, but we have one closed. That's a printing issue, so they can generate their own report. Okay, so the general report for the user. That's I think having that, I've concluded my presentation. Thank you for your time, and your advice is highly welcomed on the things I need to improve on the system and so on. Thank you very much. Welcome and subscribe.